Hey guys, it's Megan again. Okay, this is more dissecting the Big Brother season 17 season finale. Yeah, season 17. Um I'm watching when the jury has all gets to sit there and ask the contestants questions, and Steve, I'm a little hesitant to say this, but Steve is too wound up like a ball, and he looks like a dog in a cage that's just waiting for he's gonna bite the first thing that comes at him, or he's gonna go after the first one that says anything. So you ask him a question, automatically he gets up and he starts like he's trying to pound his point in, and he's defending himself before he realizes nobody's really attacking him. He's trying to, I guess, be on the defense before any of the offense has done anything to him. They ask questions, and at the beginning of his part, he was sitting there and he stood up to start talking, and we could hear him, but I guess they couldn't hear him in the studio, and I think that was frustrating him. But you can tell by looking at him, he's shaved and everything, and his it has to be, that's why his face looks different. He shaved it, and he looks very scared and a lot of anxiety, and there's like a he's talking about all these layers of people that he's gotten around him, and he's like, I think I could use the term he's like an onion. He's the center of the onion, the nucleus part that has all the gases and the potent part of it. He is the center of it, and all the people he aligned himself with are the outer layers. And each week one gets pulled, then another, and another, and then another. So he's the middle right now, and usually the middle is where they cut that part out sometimes because of all the spice and the gases to it, so that people don't get sick from it. Um, if I was playing the game and it was me and I was in the house, which I'm not, I would have gotten rid of Steve earlier on and I would have kept James in the game. Then, yeah, I'm glad Vanessa's not going to win it overall because obviously she got evicted. So we have Liz and Steve, but honestly, if you had to have final two, it would have been cool if it could have been Johnny Mac and James, but it didn't work out that way. I called it when I watched it earlier in the season. I said Austin would not make the final four, I think it was I said, or he would make the final four and then he'd get cut. He wouldn't be in the final three. He'd get cut before it got to that part. However, with who was left when Johnny Mac was on the block, I sort of thought maybe Johnny Mac would stay and the finale would be Johnny Mac and Steve, but that didn't happen. So now our look is Steve and Liz, and Liz is, Austin's flirting with her right now through the camera, the monitor, and she's talking to him saying how she deserves the money over Steve. To be honest with you, if Liz does win, they tell you can't share it with anybody, but I have a feeling that she would give some of the money to her sister and some of the money to Austin, or she would just get a place and spend the money on them or something. I don't know if Liz and Austin will have what it takes to make it work. I don't really know because, um, it's kind of it's a it's a wishy-washy thing. On one hand, both of them came in and said, if there's a showmance, there's a showmance, but my game comes first. And on the other hand, when push comes to shove, Austin got shoved out, and she was upset, but she sort of bounced back a little bit. It reminds me of season 16 with Nicole, when Nicole was in love with, I want to say it was Hayden, was it? And when, it might have been Nicole, and when he went and she just, or that might have been the season with Aaron, I might be thinking of Aaron, when the guy that she was interested in left, she came out fighting like a rabid dog, and she just kicked butt for a while, but in the end she didn't win. So, um, now being a super fan that Steve is, Ian was the same thing, several seasons back, and he actually won. Now, what I have liked about this season is we have got to see Dr. Will, which is becoming a norm. We got to see Cowboy um, from last season, Ariana Grande's brother Frankie. He's interesting at times. I actually had compassion for him, last season when him and Cowboy wouldn't help him with the competition that he actually wound up winning. I had compassion, but he wasn't treating people around him very nice. And I don't care if it's a game or not. It's still treat each other the way you'd want to be treated. Okay, this is part 2. Hopefully the next part will be the actual who won it. So, like, fave, share, subscribe to me. Thank you.